Good evening, I'm DK Roster. Welcome back to the TTT News. We are here for part 2 of Stick Woman Things. Yeah, and we're here with Queen Roanna Byanille, as well as Jamie Philbert, Pointer Woman for the Bois Academy of Trinidad and Tobago. That title feel heavy sometimes?
It's very heavy. It's very heavy because it wasn't something that was accepted so readily in the space. So I got a little pushback with it, you know. So it feels heavy all the time. It's a huge responsibility, not because just of the pushback, but because I represent a community of people, right? So what Jamie does cannot just be what Jamie does anymore. Yeah. But
at the same time, that kind of reminds me of the saying I ate in go see, which translates to I submit to my blessing. But we ain't gonna go down that road too much.
And I do declare, but so yeah, because it's a blessing indeed.
But Queen Rosie.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about the experience of seeing this young lady come out with the white and black pants, head tie up, and you're enduring white and no friend thing. What was that experience like?
It was cool. I mean, I wanted to get a little more physical, you know, but
you could have done it.
No,
she loved me too much.
Yeah, but anyways, normally when I play, it will have no friend because I ready to bust your head.
Right.
I ready to hit you real hard because I don't want my skin getting burned, so I have to know I have to break. So anyways, I had an experience with a nephew playing him, and when I started to play him, that's right when Kalinda come out. And Andy, he stand up to play and he say, Auntie, ain't no friend thing here. And he hit me one of my ribs. I said, boy, yeah, boy, ain't no friend thing here. And I hit him back one again, and that was it. That was it.
Oh, and that's a question I wanted to get to. So, Kalinda is love. And you said the community, there's so much love in the community, Jamie. But when you're inside, it's a no friend thing.
No.
But there's so, and I'm not saying that there isn't love, but how do you operate in that space where you know these people, many of these people you love, but at the same time you going for me, and guess what? I going for you. So how you deal with that in the ring, and how you deal with that outside?
And that's well, that's why it has to be spiritually. Because it's something you like, it's an art you like, you know, is how to put it, boy. When the drums start to beat, you just transform.
That's right.
It's different. So you don't have no friend there. Like Carl used to say, I have a children to feed, and I want to go out there and I have to provide for them. So some people now will go out there for the money, but when the drums start to beat, I just go in and
just
spirit-wise. And I want to play. When you hold the stick here and it start, I mean.
I find it look real comfortable in the hand now. Oh.
And I've been hearing about some women. I mean, when I come up here, I hear about some women, and I feel I want to play. I want to see what they have. Yeah.
And that brings me to the question, and you actually spoke to it a bit, Jamie, in terms of saying you understand the enthusiasm of, and I refuse to say latrimony, but associating yourself and trying to engage that energy. What are some of the channels you suggest in terms of actually doing that? Because you say their levels and their routes and their pathways. What are some of those pathways?
Let me be very clear, DK. And these days I normally don't have a cover for my mouth, and I feel like since I've become poised, I have to be diplomatic at times, and I'm not in that space to be diplomatic, but I want to be compassionate, and I want to be love, because Kalinda is love. I believe that people know what they're supposed to do, but unfortunately, there's a get-through kind of thing in Trinidad. So if I know just enough, and if I'm attached to a particular group or society or family name or whatever, then I feel like I can do certain things just because. If people genuinely want to get into Kalinda, Bois Academy has started something for the last 15 years. Congo Barra aka his name is Adam Cooper, Carl Swamba, aka Kali, John Paul, aka King Stokely, Benji, Keegan Taylor. These people started an organization called Bois Academy of Trinidad and Tobago for that reason, so that people could have a channel in which to engage Kalinda in a sacred way. So that's one way they could do it. You don't have to do it that way because again, just like Kalinda is not for everybody in a certain kind of way, Bois Academy not be for everybody. There's also different Kalinda communities. So you're welcome to go to the Kalinda communities and do it that way. Now the problem with that is that you go into a Kalinda community and you're not a Kalinda person, nobody is going to really deal with you. Now we is loving them, but we don't know you, right? So a Kalinda person is not going to take a drink from somebody that is open. I don't know you. So when Rosie met me, and this is why I feel like it's a certain kind of love and certain kind of energy, she didn't have to embrace me the way that she did, right? When we played Stick that day, there's a way that both of us could have played. We did not play that way. And not because, I don't think it's just Rosie, and you tell me. I don't think it's just because we didn't want to hit you, because the last shot you hit, that says something.
I wanted to come down and she ripped.
Exactly. And I don't know, let me say, Dickie, I don't know what happened there, but I just know my hand went, so I said, girl, you're training good. I said, because you would have catch that in your ribs. But it's like she said, it's not fronting, but it's a love and an understanding, right? And I come into Bus Rosie because we just meet each other, right? So we learn in each other, and that was going on, and we learned each other in that moment. And since then, we good, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm not trying to kill you, you're not trying to kill me. But again, if spirit hit in a certain way, it'll hit. So people that want to enter into Kalinda need to understand that. It's not just something where you pick up a stick and I could just turn around, I just dance in, I'm looking cute. It's not that. It is ritualized warfare. You can get hurt. It is violence. I don't want people to get confused when I say Kalinda is love and think, oh, love is just about hugging up and kissing up and that's it. Love is multidimensional.
So people do some things and cite love and say, love make me do that, and because foster love, I go crazy.
You understand?
But I want to actually go down a road with you, please, Rosie. And you have this in your blood, like you say. You think you look at some situations a little differently because you have this Kalinda background? And I also ask another question on top of that. Handle yourself differently in terms of interacting with people, whether or not you dance around somebody in a way that it could have been physical, but the person watch you and say, nah, I'm not going to play with her that way. Or what kind of differences you see stick play in your life that may not even be you holding a stick, but just the way that you treat with people?
Talk about how you treat me when I come to your house. And the love that you show people on regular. Rosie is love. Rosie is love.
I'll come back to that.
Yeah.
But, and I'm going to hold you to that, but I also wanted to ask you, Jamie, about the significance in this time and in this space of having the Kalinda technique.
So, the Philbert Kalinda technique for dance and performance, because I saw that, one, I've danced my whole entire life. And I've studied ballet and modern and jazz and all the different forms that are out there that are available in a certain kind of way. When I came back home and I was introduced to Kalinda, I say, wait, this looking like everything that I've done before, but better. I was like, what is this? And I realized that if there was a dance and performance technique, twofold, one that could help the people that are making plays, that are making different artistic things, so this way they understand the sacredness and they understand the style, so this way they're more accurate in their description.
Welcome back. We are speaking with Jamie Philbert and Roanna Byanille, and we're talking stick woman things. And we're introducing the Kalinda technique. It's the Philbert Kalinda technique for dance and performance.
Correct.
And I find it very interesting that you have that performance after we talk about the levels and the spiritual aspect, but we mightn't go down that road as yet, depending on the time. Oppressive energy, sometimes even unconscious. Expand on that a little bit.
I think that sometimes it's very unintentional because people are trying to exact their artistry. And because I've been an artist for almost 30 years, I understand that need to get your art out. You feel like you're doing something for the culture, you want to tell the history. But if you want to tell the history of something, you have to research it. And if you don't research it, not just the past, but what is happening in the present space, because Kalinda is a living tradition. It's not dead. You know, and I know for many years people say, you know, stick fighting dying. I don't agree with that. As long as Queen Rosie is alive, as long as Muxtilal is 87, if you see Muxtilal, you will understand that stick fighting is not dying. That man is walking around strong, he's gardening all day long, he's good.
And he's sexy from a long time, you know, because I see him with that shirt, the tie rock has to be, Mr. Muxtilal.
Yeah. So, you know, so the oppression for me comes from not realizing. Sometimes we don't realize that we fight against colonialism and slavery and all these things, white supremacy, capitalism, patriarchy, so much we don't realize when we're becoming the thing. So it's very simple for me. Lay at the feet of the people that are actually doing the thing. And laying at the feet of somebody is not about making yourself less. It's about thinking about yourself less. And if you think about yourself less, then you will be able to raise up the energy of what is in the space, and it'll be beneficial to everyone. So the technique is for that purpose. What is interesting is that it's global right now. It's in 5 different universities, and there's other spaces that are asking for it as well too. So it's been 2 years of really hard work, and the last year we're starting to see a difference. I'm starting to see people understand Kalinda without even getting the whole of Kalinda. And I explain to them, listen, I'm not really in a Guyala, but I'm giving you the elements of what Kalinda is. So to see somebody in an hour technique class start from the beginning, and they kind of resistant because they're doing call and response, and they have to write, and they have to sing a live way, and they don't know what they're really doing, so they're nervous because of the expectation. And the end of the class, when they start to move and they start to find their dance inside the technique, and then you see it on their face, you see them light up. So I know that the spirit of Kalinda is inside of it. So my hope and my prayer is that people understand this the way that they've understood ballet, the way that they understand yoga. There is a scholar that wrote, Marco Suero, I believe his name is, and this is like 1960s, I believe. He wrote that Kalinda is the universal dance of the Caribbean. So if he understood that, why aren't we understanding that as a country, as a nation, that that should be the form of dance that children are learning in schools, in universities? It is something that rivals ballet.
And I want to ask a question that I don't want you to answer, because I'm going to ask Rosie a question.
There we go.
In the sense that you spoke about it being in about 5 universities. And I just asked the question, and I don't want you to answer.
I'm not answering.
Is it in Trinidad and Tobago? Moving along, in terms of saying that some of these oppressive energies, they take different forms, to the point where sometimes you start to mirror them without even recognizing. I think stick can take different forms too. Because Rosie, don't say I say, right? But I hear that there was somebody who's sitting next to you, and they were involved in some choreography for an official music video that just came out called Shine. No, like I say, I don't know. But the way that, to me, I see a piece of stick in that. What are some of the different ways that stick will come out in what it is you're doing?
Well, you sing loud ways in the kitchen when you're cooking all the time.
Yeah, I do.
Tell them now.
So you say sing laugh way when you're cooking? It's a certain kind of laugh way. The food just tastes better when you laugh way, say?
It doesn't even feel like you're cooking the food. You know, it's like
The food cooking itself.
Well, because, and because some people say that the secret ingredient is love. Huh? So if Kalinda is love, and you're singing laugh way when you're doing it, well, I guess the food gets into an extra piece of niceness.
Yeah.
She has a vibrant energy. Rosie the type of person, and she's, and people don't realize this about Kalinda people. Kalinda people are kind of shy, yeah? Yeah?
At times.
At times. And at times is right?
Yeah.
When Rosie walks into a room, Rosie doesn't light up the room. So her mere presence for me is that of a Kalinda woman and what a Kalinda woman represents. it's not boastful, you know. And it's also proud at the same time. She know who she is.
Like a proud want to be loud, you know. Because you know to
Don't get me
yourself.
wrong, she'll be loud
So,
sometimes.
oh my goodness. But
When I have to be.
Exactly.
so you have to be loud now. In the sense that
I tried to.
I started off asking Jamie about whether or not it feels like a burden being pointer woman for the Bois Academy. Because Bois and the Bois Academy of Trinidad and Tobago, that's a title in and of itself because work put in that. Generations work put in that. What do you feel about Jamie when you see her doing the work that she's doing right now?
I'm so proud of her. I'm really honored to meet Jamie too. She's a queen as well, just like you're a king. I'm very proud of her because nobody never really, I mean, they're not really interested in what she's doing, right? And I never heard anything about it before. When I say never heard anything about it, meaning nobody else is doing what Jamie doing, beside Benji and Benji. And when I came and I get to find out they make videos and they came and interview. Well, actually my sister Therese bought a video for me, a CD, and I was so excited. And all I could have done, I guess you interviewed them too, and all I could do every day is put on that CD and listen and get happy and hear the language and stuff. But it's a good thing that what they're doing is very good. What you're all doing is very good. It's a blessing for the younger generation coming up, so they could know and, you know, it could carry on.
You can make me cry.
Yeah, because nobody never really who think about doing this? You know, my father could have died how long? The other elders, Stokely, like my first cousin, you know, they could have passed on a long time ago, but I mean, he gone now. But nobody never think about honoring them. And there go Jamie and Benji, and that is what I'm talking about. I put it in a little nutshell. I'm so excited. I'm excited and I get nervous.
So I realize the secret is not for you to talk about you, it's for you to talk about other people.
Yes.
But we almost draw into a close. I'm going to tell the folks viewing, I want to thank you for tuning in, listening to two queens. Just happy to be the tone among the two roses in terms of Roanna, literally Rosie, Byanille, as well as Jamie Philbert. And I think we could go out with a little piece of stick.
Yeah.
But I want to thank you for tuning in, and I mightn't talk to you after. So have a good night. And if my head's still intact.